Observers believe they detected a power struggle between Melania Trump and Ivanka Trump based on their respective convention speeches. The new book claims that behind the scenes, things really are frosty. In fact, it says when President Trump was sworn in, Mrs. Trump took part in something called Operation Block Ivanka to keep her from being seen by the TV camera.
One woman mastered the art of silence. The other mastered the art of being unforgettable. Melania Trump walks into a room like a European empress, controlled, restrained, impossible to read. Ivanka Trump walks in like modern American royalty, polished, emotional, camera-ready. Both are members of the most famous political family in America. Both understand luxury better than most Hollywood celebrities. And in 2026, their fashion rivalry quietly became one of the most fascinating stories in elite society. Because this is no longer just about clothes. It is about image, power, legacy, and the question of which woman truly owns the Trump aesthetic. This is Melania versus Ivanka, the silent fashion war inside America's most powerful family.
From last night's convention that's drawing a lot of attention today. There's Melania standing next to the president as Ivanka Trump passes by. The two women smile at each other, but as soon as Ivanka walks away, Melania's expression seems to turn frosty.
Before we compare the outfits, you need one piece of context. At the beginning of 2026, Melania Trump hosted the premiere of her Amazon documentary at the Kennedy Center. According to insiders, Ivanka Trump was not invited. That moment changed how people started viewing every public appearance between them. Suddenly, every outfit felt intentional. Every designer choice felt strategic. Every appearance looked like a move in a much bigger game. Because Melania and Ivanka do not compete loudly. They compete elegantly. And in their world, fashion is the language. At the 2026 State of the Union, Melania Trump arrived in a perfectly tailored charcoal gray Dolce & Gabbana pantsuit. Wide-leg trousers skimming the floor, sharp shoulders, Manolo Blahnik heels. No jewelry, no unnecessary detail. Everything about the outfit was engineered for authority. Not flashy, not emotional, powerful. The estimated value of the look approached $13,000. But the point of quiet luxury is that you are never supposed to notice the price first. And what made the moment even more impressive was the timing. Just days earlier, Melania had been mocked online for wearing metallic silver Dolce & Gabbana trousers at the governor's dinner. Social media compared them to foil. Fashion accounts laughed. Critics piled on. Most people would have softened their image after that. Melania doubled down. 3 days later, she appeared at the State of the Union looking colder, sharper, and more controlled than ever. No response. No explanation. Just precision. Then came Ivanka Trump. She entered wearing a shimmering, metallic Oscar de la Renta two-piece that reflected every camera flash in the room.
Most things about the Donald Trump administration. One unique element, the presence of the president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, and her relationship to First Lady Melania Trump. Glamorous stepmother and stepdaughter since 2000.
And within hours, people noticed the similarity between Ivanka's silver tones and Melania's earlier metallic look. Coincidence? Tribute? Quiet imitation? Nobody knows. But that is what makes this rivalry so fascinating. Nothing is ever said directly. The biggest misunderstanding people make about Melania Trump is believing her fashion choices are random. They are not. The clearest example remains the infamous Zara jacket from 2018. I really don't care. Do you? A $39 jacket that triggered international headlines and became one of the most controversial fashion moments ever attached to a first lady. Love it or hate it, the moment proved something important. Melania understands the power of visual messaging better than almost anyone in politics. But Ivanka answered in a completely different way. In February 2026, she attended Eric Trump's charity gala, wearing a vintage Bob Mackie dress that once belonged to her late mother, Ivana Trump. Then she posted a caption about legacy, memory, and carrying her mother's spirit forward. And the timing mattered. She wore the dress only days after Melania reportedly excluded her from the documentary premiere. A vintage dress became something bigger than fashion. It became identity. Without saying a word, Ivanka reminded everyone that her connection to the Trump legacy existed long before Melania entered the family. That was not styling. That was storytelling. Melania Trump's style was built in Europe. Before politics, before the White House, before America truly knew her. She lived inside the world of European fashion. Dior, Dolce & Gabbana, Valentino, Chanel. Her clothing feels aristocratic, architectural, almost royal. And in 2026, as quiet luxury became the dominant aesthetic across social media, Melania suddenly looked more culturally relevant than ever. At the White House state dinner for King Charles, she appeared in an estimated $80,000 Dior ensemble. To critics, it looked disconnected from ordinary Americans. To admirers, it looked historic. Ivanka Trump approaches luxury differently. Her image was always more American, polished, aspirational, but emotionally accessible. Even at elite events, she dresses in a way that invites admiration instead of distance. And at that same state dinner, while Melania wore French couture, Ivanka chose an ethereal blue ream acre gown that felt softer, warmer, more personal. Same room, same spotlight, completely different philosophies of power. Melania dresses like an institution. Ivanka dresses like a narrative. Here is where the story changes. Because despite Melania dominating the quiet luxury movement, Ivanka may understand something even more valuable: freedom. In May 2026, while the Met Gala consumed New York City, Ivanka Trump spent the evening at Carbone, Miami, wearing a black rhinestone mini dress with clear heels and effortless waves. No political messaging, no White House energy, no pressure to represent anyone except herself. And somehow, that simplicity made the look more powerful. Because while everyone else in elite society was dressing for attention, Ivanka looked like someone dressing for her own life. And in 2026, that confidence feels rare. Melania represents control. Ivanka represents individuality. One embodies timeless luxury. The other embodies personal evolution. And honestly, that is why this rivalry works so well. 20 years from now, fashion historians will probably remember both women very differently. Melania Trump, the First Lady who transformed restraint into authority and made quiet luxury feel untouchable. Ivanka Trump, the woman who turned emotion, memory, and personal identity into fashion statements people actually connected with. Two women, two aesthetics, two completely different definitions of power. And the most interesting part? Neither of them is trying to dress like the other anymore. Now tell me honestly, if you had a $100,000 wardrobe budget, would you spend it like Melania, like Ivanka, or would you create a style completely your own? Drop your answer in the comments.